Hi friends, today we are going to see the past year NEET questions for the chapter Anatomy of Flowering Plants, and today in this video we will cover part 4. Now let's begin with the question which was asked in the year 2012. Closed vascular bundles lack in what? Okay. When we talk about vascular bundles, you know what is vascular bundles, right? There are plants which are blessed with vascular system. There are plants which do not have vascular systems also. Now, when we talk about a vascular plant, before going into a bundle, let's talk about vascular plant. They're also known as tracheophytes, and they form a large group of plants that are defined as land plants, and they are lignified tissues which conduct water and minerals throughout the system of the plant. So this is an introduction about vascular plant. Now what does this vascular bundle mean? There should be something, right? Of course it is associated with the vascular system or the vascular plant. But what does this do? What is the main function of this? See, mostly monocot systems or stems will have most of the vascular bundles near the outside the edge of the stem. So what about does a dicot have that? Does a dicot have that root system? I mean the vascular system? See, when we talk in general about vascular bundle, you can simply define it as a strand. What do you define it as? You define it as a strand of conducting vessels in the stem or leaves of a plant, typically with phloem on the outside and xylem which will be present in the inside part. Now when we talk about a closed vascular system, it will actually lack in cambium, okay, and that will be absent in xylem and phloem. Therefore the correct answer to this question is option C, and here you can see how the cambium looks like, right? You have a picture to your right side. Okay, the correct answer is option C. Next question here. Water containing cavities in vascular bundles are found in dash. Okay, so again we are talking about vascular bundles, right? So I said it's a strand of conducting vessels in the stem or the leaves of the plant, and typically it is with the phloem which is outside and xylem which is inside. What does a vascular bundle contain? It contains a long continuous strand of conducting tissues which are separated by the cambium and plants and undergo secondary thickening. Okay, water containing cavities in vascular bundles, okay, they actually they're actually found in maize. Stem of maize has this water conducting tissue. Okay, it has the water conducting cavities in the vascular bundles. Therefore the correct answer to this question is option B, maize. And here you have, see, xylem, if you see, it is present to the inner part and phloem is the outside part, and you have some air space also. So this is how the vascular bundle resembles in a maize. Okay, next question here. As compared to a dicot root, a monocot root has dash. Okay, you're comparing both. When you compare both, a dicot doesn't have that, but a monocot has that. The vascular bundles are arranged in a loose circle inside the endodermis of a monocot root. So it is arranged loosely. Can we make it like that? Simpler. Okay. And if you see, in monocot root, more than 6 vascular bundles are present, and it shows a polyarch condition. So certain conditions you have an end arch. Certain has polyarch. So it depends, it varies. Okay. So it's the thing that differs from dicot and monocot is the number of the vascular bundles only. Okay, the more will be present in monocot when compared to a dicot. So you can call it as many xylem bundles. What is the xylem and phloem do? They are associated with the vascular bundles. So the correct answer to this question is option A, many xylem bundles. Okay, yes, option A is the right answer. Next question here. Which one of the following is wrongly matched? Okay, you have to analyze here. Root pressure guttation, that is correct. You have something called Pucania. Okay, you can call it like that, or you can say Pucania. It has a smut. Okay, and root has exarch protoxylem. Cassia has imbreplicate aestivation. Now what do you think will be the right answer? The correct answer is Pucania. What is Pucania first of all? I will show you an image of it so that you can see how the smut goes there. Okay, 1 minute. So I'll show you the image here. Okay, smut is a disease of cereals. What is it a disease of? It is actually a disease that they have mentioned here. Okay, so when we talk about Pucania, it's a fungus. Okay, It's a genus of fungi. All species in the genus are obligate plant pathogens and are known to cause rust. So here they have mentioned Buccaneer causes smut. It doesn't cause smut, it causes rust. Smut is a disease of cereals, corn, grasses and sorghum caused by many species of the fungi. So I've given you how a smut looks actually. So this is how it will look. The one which is wrongly matched here is option B, Buccaneer, because it doesn't form smut, instead it forms rust. Okay, therefore the correct answer is option B. Next question here. Some vascular bundles are described as open because they are dash. Okay, we are totally discussing about this vascular bundles. And we know what these vascular bundles are. They are, once again, they're conducting tissues which transport the nutrients. You have xylem in it, you have phloem in it, all that. Okay. Now, some vascular bundles, we're not talking about everybody, we're talking about a few. Okay. Open, so the right answer is they are capable of producing secondary xylem and phloem. Now, open vascular bundle means presence of cambium during their secondary growth. So you can expect a secondary growth in certain things, in certain vascular bundles. See, they haven't mentioned here all, it's only some, so it means it's few. Open vascular bundle means presence of cambium during the secondary growth. Vascular cambium divides to form the secondary xylem towards the inner side, while the secondary phloem will be outside. So this we already saw. So xylem will be present inside and phloem will be the outside part, and sometimes you also have some air spaces also. So some vascular bundles are described as open because they are capable of producing the secondary xylem and phloem. Therefore the correct answer to this question is option B. Next question here. Anatomically fairly old dicotyledonous root is distinguished from the dicotyledonous stem by dash. Okay, we are distinguished between, it's a distinguished between the root and the stem of the dicotyledons. To make the question easy, we can tell it like that. Anatomically fairly, when you talk about this, okay, it is distinguished with the position or with the presence of the protoxylem. Now what is this protoxylem? Maybe I should give you some introduction about it. Protoxylem. Now this protoxylem was the first formed xylem. You can call it as the first formed xylem. Can we make it like that? And it will keep developing from the procambium and consisting of narrow cells. What all it contains? It contains narrow cells with annular, spiral or scleriform, and the wall will also be thickened. Okay, so this is what a protoxylem is. So anatomically fairly old dicotyledonous root is distinguished from the stem with the help of this protoxylem. Okay, and here you need to understand, in dicot root the protoxylem is located near the periphery of the vascular cylinder, while in dicot stem the protoxylem will be located near the center of the vascular bundle. So here the xylem will be endark. So with the help of this, with the position of the protoxylem, you can identify between both. Therefore the correct answer is option C. Okay, so this is a repeated question. This question was asked in part 3 as well. So I think it's time for you to remember these things. Next question here. The annular and spirally thickened conducting elements generally develop in the protoxylem when the root or the stem is dash. Okay, the question is very simple and the answer is also easy here. The annular and the spirally thickened conducting elements generally develop in the protoxylem when the root or the stem is maturing. Obviously, only when it gets matured you find these attachments. Without maturing you can't find them. So only when the root or the stem is maturing you find these these developments. Therefore this is a very straight answer. You don't have to have much explanation because it's very well understood here. When we talk about development, something has to grow there, something has to mature there. Even when we talk about our own system, we take about the mammal system, the human system, even when hormones have to be produced, the organs have to get matured. Only then the hormones will be released in your body. It is not just like that will get produced. Therefore the correct answer to this question is option D, maturing. Okay, next question here. In barley, stem vascular bundles are dash. Okay, this question was asked in the year 2009. Now, I just now said what are vascular bundles. They are all conducting tissues. They consist of conducting tissues. They help in the transport system and so many other things that I told you about this. And this is an exclusive thing that is found in vascular plants. And when we talk about vascular plants, they are predominantly angiosperms. Okay. In barley stem, if you see, the vascular bundles will be closed and scattered. Okay. They will be open, or they are open only for the hours. See, I said it's closed and scattered. So it doesn't mean it will not open at all. It will be opened, but only for some time. And that too, it will be during the daytime, and it will never be opened during the night. So here we can take a good example is cereals. They are good examples of this. Okay, the system will be open, but it is only during the daytime, and during the night time it is fully closed. Okay, therefore in barley system the vascular bundles are mostly or predominantly closed and scattered. The correct answer is option A. Next question here. 4 radial vascular bundles are found in dash. This is again an easy question for you because we already saw this in the earlier part. So when the radial vascular bundles are of 4, okay, it always denotes to dicot root. Okay, when xylem and phloem strands are present in different radii, the vascular bundles of the radial and 4 radial vascular bundles which is present in the dicot root, and this is called as tetrach condition because 4 resembles the concept of tetra, right? 5 we say penta. Likewise, the condition, since it has 4 radial vascular bundles, it is also called as tetrach condition. So 4 radial vascular bundles are found in what? Dicot root. The correct answer is option A. And you also have a diagram which shows the dicot root system. You have the epidermis, cortex, endodermis, protoxylem, which is very important. Facet cell, you have a conjunctive tissue, metaxylem, phloem. So xylem will be the inner part and phloem will be present outside. Xylem helps in the transport of water, while phloem helps in the transport of nutrients and other minerals which are required for the survival of the plant. Okay, next question here. Transition of the radial vascular bundle in root to the conjoint vascular bundle in stem occurs in which zone? Okay, this is a quite, maybe this question you must have not come across. We'll discuss about it. Transition of a radial vascular bundle in root to conjoint vascular bundle. Okay, it will occur in which zone? Hypocotyl zone. Okay, hypocotyl, option B is the answer. What do you mean by hypocotyl? Maybe we need to discuss about that. Hypocotyl. See, you're given 4 options here, but we took in hypocotyl. You have epicotyl, meristem and all that. So when we talk about hypocotyl, we can say it's a part of a stem. What is it? Part of the stem. Okay, it's a part of the stem of an embryo plant. Okay, it is denoting the embryo plant beneath the stalk of the seed leaves or cotyledons and directly above the root. Okay, so we are talking in terms of embryo plant, and it is beneath the stalks of the seed leaves or cotyledons and directly above the root. So this is about hypocotyl, and sometimes it is also called as hypocotyledonous stem, meaning below the seed leaf. That is the common meaning for this hypocotyl. So transition of the radial vascular bundle in root, if you see, it is conjoined to the vascular bundle in stem occurs in which zone? Hypocotyl. It is a part of the embryonal axis below the level of the cotyledons, or you can say simply below seed leaf. The correct answer is option B. Next question here. Where do the Kasparian bands occur? Now this you have to know what is Kasparian bands. You're given 4 options here. What are the options? Epidermis. Okay, then you have the phloem, pericycle. But what do you mean by Kasparian bands? You have to know that first. In plant anatomy, the Kasparian strip or the band is a cell wall material that is deposited in the radial or the transverse cells of the endodermis. So where is it predominantly present? In the endodermis, and is chemically different from the rest of the cell wall. The cell wall being made of, what is it made up of? Lignin, and it is mostly without the, here you have to note this, without the suberin, whereas the Kasparian strip is made up of suberin and sometimes also you have lignin. Okay, while rest of the cell wall has no lignin and suberin, but if you take this cell wall, okay, it is made up of lignin and sometimes suberin also. So the correct answer to this question is option B, endodermis. Endodermis, or the innermost layer of the cortex, will have these strips or bands, which are also called as starch sheath in dicot stems. Okay, but this is a repeated question, 1990 and 94 also it was asked. Okay, next question here. Plants having column of vascular tissues, bearing fruits and having a taproot system is dash. This is a very easy question because you have a clue called taproot system. Which root system has taproot system? Yes, it is dicot. So this question is a very simple question. You don't need much explanation because whenever we talk about taproot system, it is always associated with the dicot system. So dicots possess the taproot system. Okay, fine. Next question here. A bicollateral vascular bundle is characterized by dash. Okay, look at the options here. Phloem being sandwiched between xylem is wrong. Transverse splitting of vascular bundle, no. Longitudinal splitting of the vascular bundle, no. So phloem will not be sandwiched, it will be xylem sandwiched between phloem. Okay, bicollateral vascular bundles have phloem in both outer and the inner side. So it is actually xylem being sandwiched between phloem. Since phloem is present on both sides, what do you do in sandwich? You keep the materials, I mean the ingredients in the in-between part, and you'll keep the bread slices over it. So phloem is actually the bread slice which covers the xylem which is in between, which acts as an ingredient here. Therefore, the correct answer to this question is option D. Okay. Next question here. Monocot leaves possesses dash. This question was asked in the year 1990. Very easy question. By now you have guessed the answer because we already discussed in the earlier part of this chapter. It has intercalary meristem. Intercalary meristem are derived from which part? Always remember, please don't forget, it is the apical meristem and separated from or the main thing, the separation happens by the permanent cells. They are responsible for the localized growth. So monocot leaves possesses intercalary meristem. Anything else if you want to know about this is, see, you have different meristem, right? Lateral meristem and so on. When we say intercalary meristem, we can say that it's inter. That is, the meristem will be present at the base of the internodes and at the base of the nodes of the stem or the leaf. It will help in elongation process. One is elongation process, okay, elongation and growth of plants. This is a major function of it. Okay, therefore the correct answer to this question is option A, intercalary meristem. Okay, next one. Collenchyma occurs in the stem and petioles of dash. So collenchyma, again we've discussed about it. Collenchyma provides mechanical strength. We already saw it, and we also gave an example of climbers, especially climbers, because they need mechanical strength. Now collenchyma occurs in the stems and leaf of dicot herbs. Okay, because they are the young ones which come out, the young dicot stems and petioles and leaves. So they are the young ones which basically needs the strength, the mechanical strength to withstand the favorable and the unfavorable conditions. So to give that support, this collenchyma occurs in the stem and petioles of dicot herbs. The correct answer is option C. Okay, so with this we complete the anatomy of flowering plants part 4. Hope to meet you in the next part of the same chapter. Thank you.